Hello everyone, welcome back to JavaMentor.net, and in today's video let's learn about HashMap and map interface. So we already know about how hashing works, we already know how equals method and hashcode methods works, so it will be pretty easy to learn this new structure. So we need some structure where we will save pair of elements. For example, we want to save pair of this is a person and those are the books that are written by those person. So let's say John, he wrote book 1 and book 2, and I don't know, Theodore, he wrote book 3 and book 4. So we need structure that will allow us to save pairs. And that's exactly what map is all about. So we remember from list and set examples that you have interface, which is called list, and then you have implementation array list. Interface set class that implement that interface is called hash set. In the same fashion, we have map, and since we want to save pairs, what is the, let's say, left element? One element of a pair is a person, right? And another element of a pair is a list of books, right? So there are multiple books, so you can say list of books here. That's our pair that we want to save. And let's give some name, new hash map. The name of the map implementation suggests that this map is using hashing in the implementation. So we want to add new element, okay, map. Now the method on the map is not add, but it's put. So put. Now this method put requires two arguments. One element is key, as you can see, and another element is list of books. So for the first element, we will pass John, and for the second, we will pass books. And that's it. We inserted one element into our map. Let's try to print our map, and let's see what will happen. Okay, let's just make few small modifications so we easier understand what's going on here. This is indicating that book doesn't have the string method implemented, so we will just implement the string method here, the string, and let's say title is enough. So that's first thing. Another thing is let's add one more book for John. And then let's just add Theodore for a second. And at the end we need to add everything into the map. Put Theodore and his books into the map. I just typed very fast, but it's basically we created this. And if we try to run our program, you'll see that first element is John. This is the maybe it's easier to go into the debug mode and to show you. Let's see if it's easier. So map, as you can see, map contains two elements. First person John is having array list of books. Key is John and value is list, which contains two books, book 1 and book 2. Theodore also has two books, as you can see, book 3 and book 4. So this map remember pair of elements. The last thing to explain is where hashing come into the play. So when you try to add some element, let's say where we tried here to add new pair of elements, John and John's book. Here is where HashMap do a hash code on John object, so on a person object, on a key object, so this is a key, this is a value. HashMap is doing hash code on a key, and then it stored those books on that place. That's where HashMap hashing come from. And of course, if you use hashing, time complexity is O of 1. In the same fashion, if you're trying to retrieve books, for example, we want to system out print line map, and then we want to get John's books. Get only accept key, and it can return you, you see, you need to pass key and it will return you value. It will return you list of books. If you get with John, it will do the hash code of the John and it will look for books on the same place. All the same rule applies. Multiple different persons can have the same hash code, and everything is the same as in hash set. The only difference is that here we are saving pair of elements. And the important thing is to remember this is key, this is value, and hashing is done on the key, not on the value. The last important thing regarding HashMap is that HashMap is very time efficient. It has time complexity O of 1, which means that regardless of how big our map is, how many elements does it contains, you will receive element only in one hop, which means almost instantly, and that's because you can do a hash code hashing on your key, and that will give you the location where element is located. So it's very efficient for search, and that's the whole point of HashMap. And every algorithm that's based on hashing has O of 1 time complexity. That's it about HashMap. See you in the next video.